Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Daily Trader. I'm Kevin Hincks. It is Monday, December 2nd, and we've got a rocking market with a lot of big movers today. We'll get to them. We got two high-profile names to look at today on Daily Trader. First, let's go through our macro minute. We've got a big week of economic data this week with non-farm payrolls on Friday, with jobless claims, ADP, JOLTS coming out tomorrow morning. But today, we got PMI manufacturing final, 49.7. That beats the 48.8 consensus. ISM manufacturing index, 48.4. That beats the 47.6 consensus and last month's number of 46.5. Now, here's the good news. Those numbers are creeping up towards that 50 number in the ISM and the PMI, and that shows expansion. So still below 50, but a good solid number here. Now, let's get to our two names today because we've got a really good two names to look up. We're going to look at Tesla. We're going to look at Supermicro. News out on both those, both stocks moving in today's market. Let's go to Tesla first. As you know, Tesla came out this morning or over the weekend with version 13 of full self-driving. The quote by a Tesla executive, it upgrades every part of the end-to-end driving network. So full self-driving coming closer. That combined with the prospects of more support by a possible Trump administration for less regulation when it comes to full self-driving, and that evolution towards that has this stock coming up. Plus, two analysts raised price targets this morning on Tesla. Stifel raised the price target from $287 to $411. That's a valuation on Tesla of $1.3 trillion and the highest on Wall Street. The $411 price target out of Stifel. They kept their buy rating, obviously, but raised their price target from $287 to $411. Then Roth, here's the one that's a more comical than good. Roth upgraded Tesla to a buy, raised the price target, ready, from $85 to $380. So that's quite the move from an analyst. He said support for Trump by Elon Musk doubled the pool of enthusiasts for Tesla. Also, he said that Cybertax he now faces a more accommodative regulatory environment. So all those things, two upgrades and a new story about full self-driving has Tesla currently up $11.50. Now, if you look at a chart on Tesla, it's run quite a ways. Some of the price targets are significantly higher, but I think you have to be a little careful here. It's not as aggressive of a trade as it was early in the year when it was in the ones and low 200s. It's now $356 as we air this program. So my practice paper money trade for Tesla today is a little more passive. I went out to the December 13th expiration, and I just looked at a short put vertical, which would, why look at a short put vertical? Because it would give you a chance for Tesla to correct on the downside as it's getting a little bit close and bumping up against overbought territory, and it would still allow you to be profitable on this trade. I'm selling the 330 put and buying the 320 put in the December 13th expiration. Now, when we put this in, it was trading about $1.80. Now it's down to about $1.55. Do you want to adjust your strikes? Yeah, you could certainly, as the stock has rallied from where we put these trades in. But remember that you're adding risk. Right now, the December 13th 330 put has a probability of finishing out of the money of 79%. If you were to go to the 335 put, it'd be 74%. Do you want to adjust that maybe to the 335, 325? You could do that, but understand now you're only about $20 below the market. With the 330 put, you're about $26. The 330 put, you're about $26 below the market. That would give a pretty significant chance for a correction and still be profitable on this trade. So a little more of a passive long delta trade in Tesla as the stock has rallied quite a bit and could be vulnerable to any news, even though right now the news flow on Tesla is pretty positive. coming off the election earlier in November. So understand why. Always have a motivation for matching the strategy to your opinion. And the opinion here is a little more passive long in Tesla. May not go up a lot, but we don't know if it's going down to 330 either. So there's the idea in Tesla. Now let's get to our second trade of the day, and that's the fun one. Supermicro. Now, Supermicro has news out overnight, a lot of it, actually. An independent special committee came back with their results in Supermicro and basically said they find no evidence of fraud by management. Here's some interesting comments that were made. They recommend a transition to a new CFO, the appointment of a new chief accounting officer, and a new chief compliance officer. However, Ernst & Young's resignation and statements not supported by the facts. So a really positive turn of events here from Supermicro, because the air of uncertainty around this stock was incredible, as you know. Now, significantly less than it was. So Supermicro now trading $39, just over $39, up 20% on the day today. How do we trade this? Well, if you look at the chart of Supermicro, with all these problems now behind it, the 200-day moving average on Supermicro is right around $69, $68.69. It's now punching through the 50-day moving average of $37.31. So you're talking technically about something quite strong. You're looking at the news flow that is now flipped on Supermicro, and the fact that I heard one person talking about this company went from such a small company to such a large growth company that it may have gotten ahead of itself on some of its practices, and that's why you saw some hesitation. But now the news cycle, quite positive in Supermicro with all this new news about no evidence of fraud by management. Now, tradable. How do we trade it? Paper money, practice, trade in Supermicro. What we're looking at, something in the diagonal family. We like to do diagonals because it gives you about 30, in the range of 30 deltas. This one has just under 31 deltas in Supermicro. Going out to the December 27th expiration, buying the 35 call. Then going to this month's December 6th expiration and selling the 42 call. We did this for about it's trading right now about, you see it on the screen there, what we did the original debit for. Now we've got it around trading about $5.50. Again, this is another trade where it's moving so fast. Do you want to adjust your strike prices? Yeah, probably. You might want to look at something because you're right now with the 42 strike. The expected move this week is still $6, and you're basically at $39 right now. So do you want to maybe adjust your strikes? Yeah, you could do that too. But the idea here is the example trade and the paper money trade is the diagonal, giving you buying maybe an at-the-money strike, selling lining up your expected move with the right column on the Thinkorswim platform, and looking at the expected move, lining that short strike up right there, and looking for continued upside trade in Supermicro. Do I know if it's going to go up further? No, I don't. But the risk on this trade is defined by the debit paid. Now, the risk on the Tesla trade was a little different. As you know, it's the difference between the width of the strikes minus the credit that you take it in. So if you sold that spread for $1.60, it's $8.40 on the risk, right? It's the width between, and there's always the trade-off. It's the risk is the width, the difference between the strikes and the credit taken in. But the trade-off is it's a high probability trade. Like I said, it's a pretty a high probability that Tesla won't break 330, but it's not zero. Remember, you always have to know that if you're making a high probability trade, the trade-off will be more risk than reward, but there's less of a chance that it'll get down there, but it's not zero. You have to understand that's why we always trade risk defined. On this trade in Supermicro, the risk is the debit paid on that spread. So if you pay $5.50 for it, that's the risk on this trade. And with a December 27th expiration on your long side, you've got 25 days till expiration to make adjustments and extend duration on the short side of that trade. All right, 2 trades today, a short put vertical in Tesla, a long call diagonal in Supermicro. Both stocks have news coming out, a big week for economic data. We'll keep watching Daily Trader as we'll go over all that every day. Have a great day, everyone. This is Daily Trader, and I'm Kevin Hincks.